Back now, the teachers validation team has queried 6,000 documents out of the 10,000 it has validated so far. It contended the affected teachers submitted wrongful certificates and other documents for payments. The 4,000 names have been approved to receive their outstanding salaries. I have in the studio now with me Mr. Ahina Kwakwashi, who is the head of compensation at the Ghana National Association of Teachers. Good evening, sir, and thanks for your time. So this 4,000 that you've queried,
no,
you've queried 6,000.
They have queried 6,460
out of about 10,000.
Out of 10,689.
That's a lot.
Yes.
6,000. So what is responsible for raising the red flags over these documents?
Every individual's form is attached with 4 or 5 different documents. And what we are seeing is that mostly it is an establishment warrant, or if it is a new entrant, then we are not having the Ghana Education Service recruitment form. Now, if it is upgrading, we have some issues with certificates and resource slip. And then the way, especially with those of the 2013-2014 batches of students from the colleges of education, that one has to do with the title of the letterhead, with what either the principals or the directors issue as resource slip, and then they move on with their upgrading. The titles are not uniform. And therefore, when it comes to the audit service, they have issues with it. Some of them, they say salary review, others say review of salary, others say adjustment in salary, others say upgrading of salary. So it's not uniform. So when it comes to that one, then they raise a red flag. And some of them also do not even state the kind of course that the individual did. All that they say is that coursework pass, project work pass, teaching practice pass. But the individual has gone to do diploma in basic education. That is the course. We are not interested in the course where the teaching practice, they form the component with which the person will be given or be awarded the diploma in basic education. So basically, these were some of the issues.
I see. It's a
and others, like there is no acceptance letter. Then some of the EWs even don't have numbers. And the numbers are generated by staff of the Control and Accountant General's Department in the district offices, where we call them the district treasuries. So these are where the problems are coming. And for audits, when they see these things,
they raise red flags. Now, there are those who ask the question, if you owe someone and you are supposed to pay, then at the point you're paying, you say, oh no, I owe you, but yeah, I'll pay, but show me documentation. I've been wondering what precipitated this whole thing, validation process, when you actually owe the teachers, and well, government owes the teachers. The reason I'm asking this question is that did the Ministry of Health, the Ministry of Education suspect that fake documentation, fake certification and things were deeply embedded in the service, or what, before this whole validation demand or condition started?
Now, indeed, initially when they started, it was issue about backdating of either the appointment letters or the recruitment letters. These were principally the main issue. So then they said they were going to pay 3 months, and then we all developed the templates. Even at the time that you were doing that, we told them that this one, it is monies that you owe the people, you are only postponing, but in future you will pay. And that is where we have come. Because I myself, I don't understand. And I have consistently told them that we are talking about documents that these people have assembled and forwarded through the various offices up to GS headquarters, and with the final destination at Control and Accountant General's Department. All the original documents are there. So if you have issues, why don't you go to controller and demand the original
or
document?
demand a copy of the original?
A copy, yes.
Now, are they mandated to give it to you?
I don't know, but they say no, they will not do that. If you talk to Ministry of Finance, if you talk to Fair Wages, if you talk to Audit Service, they say no. So I am I'm not happy as far as that.
It's confusing because nobody knows why this has gone this far.
Indeed, if you look on the template that we developed, it's all about dates, because principally that was the issue.
That's the issue.
And then somewhere along the line, they added acceptance letter, they added assumption of duty, and I mean a whole lot.
It's
of
like
things.
a whole lot of frustration.
And as we speak now, there were some people who were recruited as far back as 2012. About 3,600 of them, no peso had been paid to them. So as we broke the session, Audit Service is going to develop a report on them. They have already gone to the field. So they're going to come out of a report which will indicate whether those people were on the field teaching or not. Then based on that, the Minister of Finance will then release a financial clearance to enable them to be paid.
Let me get further clarity, a little further clarity on this. 6,000 documents out of 10,000 validated so far have been queried. I mean, does it mean that you only have 4,000 that have been validated? Because if you say 10,000 validated and 6,000 queried,
yes,
it doesn't really make sense.
Yes, according to audit, out of the 10,689, they have approved 4,229 for payment.
For immediate payment.
Immediate payment.
And how immediate is this? I mean,
yes,
when should people expect the money to be paid into their
accounts? The unions, we ourselves told them that, no, we want to finish the entire exercise so that everybody will pay.
You want to finish validating 50,000 documents. How long will it take? Are you able to meet? Are you sure you'll be able to meet the deadline? The April
15th.
Deadline,
that one, I doubt whether we'll be able to meet the deadline, because we have worked for about 17 or 18 days, and out of the 29,000, they were able to validate about 11,000. So for the April 15th deadline, I doubt. So they have to go for money to enable the people to complete the exercise.
Let me understand whether those whose documents have been queried, are they aware? Have they been informed of
yes,
this
indeed. Indeed, they gave out a list which indicate the status of your application, and that list had been forwarded to the various regional offices for further transmission to the districts, and the teachers are expected to go and then verify. Now, if your name is there with the status, for example, no establishment warrant, then you have to produce establishment warrant. And then once you produce it through your RPPD coordinator, and when it gets to Accra, they will use it to then validate you.
So apart from the inconsistencies in the dates, numbers that you spoke about, and sometimes you said salary upgrade, salary increase, and all those inconsistencies, apart from that, are there other issues like forged certificates?
Oh, indeed, we saw one. I myself, I saw one where somebody went to University of Ghana to do adult education, and I even was wondering how they could employ such a person in the first place, even to come to teach. Then the person wanted an upgrade of the salary, so he typed the general agriculture and then pasted it on the adult education, and then made some photocopies and then applied for the upgrade. Indeed, it's
clear. It's so clear that this is fraudulent.
Later on, yeah, that's fraudulent. So later on, when we were looking at it, unfortunately for the individual, the one that he pasted on it was one that he used to attach the form. So it was clear. I even have that picture on my lesson.
So what do you do to such a person?
No, such
or
a
what
person,
would the system do to such a person?
It's up to the Ghana Education Service to deal with the person. Either you make the person refine.
What about the association? I mean, I'm sure that all of what is happening, you're doing it in the interest of the teachers.
Indeed.
So the association should also be able to have a stance. Do you have a stance about this?
Yeah, our position is that we don't condone such practices, and we don't even want such people to be in the service at all,
because it's tarnishing the image and reputation of the good ones.
Yes, we don't want that. And for me, if they say people have fake certificates and they are teaching in the service, in the first place, who does the recruitment? For the Director General to say that these people are in the hands of BNI,
it's an indictment.
It's an indictment.
On him.
Serious.
And the service.
And I was expecting that they should be able to fish out those district directors who made those recruitment and then deal with them. to serve as a deterrent, so that nobody again.
So what? You suspect that there may have been some connivance, maybe collusion to bringing these unqualified people into the system.
Such people, how do they get through these various documents to pass through district to region to headquarters before it gets to controller, and they are able to push them through? It means that some things might have changed hands.
So somebody might have been bribed, or somebody's family needed help, and then you bring a name, and then they fix him there, him or her there.
Exactly.
So what kinds of discussions are you having among your members over this issue? Which is
for us, our position is that we have realized Ghana Education Service is now having challenges with recruitment. So what we will possibly recommend to the Ministry of Education is to outsource that kind of job to a third-party institution to do that. And I believe that when that person or that institution does that, the issue of, oh, I've been transferred or I've been posted, I'm not going, will be a thing of the past.
I see.
Because before they give you the appointment letter, you might have been told where you are going. So if you don't want it, then you just decline.
You just decline. So tell me what actually happens when in the process of validation, the ones that are flagged or queried, are they set aside and the validation of the remaining continue?
Exactly.
So how fast is the process going? You have been there for how many days now?
We have been there for about 17 or 18 days. It's a bit slow because one person will have to look at 4 or 5 different documents before you can be sure that this does not pass the test. You understand? Sometimes it's even about dates. Sometimes you find that the appointment letter has a different date, the assumption of duty has a different date, the EW has a different date. Then it gives audit a headache as to what date to use.
Interesting. I'm curious that you also said that your members have decided, you have agreed that the payments will have to wait until the 50,000 or so documents have been verified. Are they willing to do that? Especially those who deserve to be paid their money.
Good. Our members may not take kindly to that, but I think that from what we have seen so far, that is the best option. Because if we say that, okay, 4,000 have been approved, they should pay them, what is the guarantee that the work will even continue? Because the audit service was doing the work all the same in their offices until we made noise that we were taken to offsite. And where we are now, it's even better than when the work is given to them to work in their offices.
And it's going faster than it was going. But it's coming at a cost because
definitely
it's coming as an extra cost.
We told them in 2014.
So who is bearing the cost? The Employment Labor Relations Ministry
should be
bearing the cost. But the minister, I remember when the validation started 18 days ago, said that the numbers are overwhelming and there is the possibility that the validation process could be outsourced if they have to. What is the status of that?
Well, that was the last time I even saw the minister myself, and I think audit service they have the capacity to undertake that job
without necessarily outsourcing
that job. Yeah.
So would you say finally, I want to wrap up with you. So I want to ask you whether you are content or satisfied with the processes so far, whether you are happy about it.
The issue about the flagging of majority of the forms is a source of worry to us, and some of them, I don't fault audit service too, because the way, like the example that I gave with regard to the upgrading, where they have different titles for the same purpose, it creates confusion, and we think that our IPPD coordinators, they themselves must also be a bit diligent, because all these forms are on your table. Why don't you take your time to scrutinize it, so that if you find any fault with it, then you call the teacher to come and then fix that one before it comes to Accra. Now, if you just collect the forms and then push them to Accra, then it means you are not doing the job for which you are being paid to do. You need to be extra vigilant at that point, so that if there is anything that you need to correct it, you correct it before it comes to Accra. But I want to believe that that is part of the scheme.
I know you speak for the union, but I want to know, are you owed money?
Come again?
You are speaking for the Ghana National Association of Teachers, but I'm asking you as an individual whether you are owed some money.
No, for not. So
you are
not paid by the government.
Okay.
We are not paid by the government.
So the association.
Yeah, it's the association. So we are not involved in that kind of.
I'm grateful, Mr. Ahina Kwakwashi, head of compensation for the Ghana National Association of Teachers. He has been speaking to us there about the validation processes that are ongoing currently. About 50,000 documents still remain outstanding, and out of 10,000 that have been validated, 6,000 have been flagged. That's majority of them. And you heard him say that they're worried about that. Government earlier promised, 18 days ago, promised to outsource the process of validation if needs be, but that hasn't been done yet. My name is Stephen Anti.